When I returned from my study abroad experience in Ecuador in 2006, I set out to help other students to possibly study abroad and win a scholarship, especially the Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship. And to date, I'm still the only one who's won it from SUNY Cortland. Since 2001, it's just me. And that means I pretty much failed completely. I've talked to students on multiple campuses. I've talked to multiple people and shown them how the award works, that it's out there, how to do it, how I did it, and talked about how easy it was. Not easy, but how simple it was to go through everything and put a plan together for it and give them all the options. And still to date, I'm the only one. And I've realized that the real problem is the fact that all the information lives in my head, and it needs to get out on electronic format so that students can see it, so students can access it, so students know how to find it and then possibly replicate it and share it with someone who might be able to do it. And I think that's the model we need to look at for study abroad, because the way it goes right now is students just consume the program and then come back and they share it here and there, but it has very little effect because the student physically has to be present to share it. And then they graduate and the information's gone. They're not accessible anymore. What we need to do is get it into that electronic format so that people can see it later on. People can see how the programs work. And that's what YouTube is beautiful for. Also with blogs and doing the tech. I don't know of any student so far that's traveled that has had a blog or something on YouTube that's posted that they can share. But it's very easy, it's very simple. And for the students, it's good on the front end because they learn how to use the technology and also how to share what they're doing with the programs and produce videos and things. But also on the back end of the program, after they've come back, they can share it with the world, which can be other students, friends, family, but also future employers. They can make a simple website that has their name in the title or in the URL, and they can, so when they're Googled, somebody can find that information about them quickly and see that they've studied abroad and do a simple page or a link, or also take their blog and before they go on an interview a couple of days before, send whoever the administrator or the employer that they're going to be meeting with information about themselves via the blog. They have something not only to tell the employer but to show them. And I think this is a really important jump, especially for study abroad, for marketing, when last semester our numbers were down 30% from the previous year, and coming up this fall it's possibly going to be about the same, maybe 20 to 30%. So we really need to look at our marketing and make it more effective in order to gain sustainability for the office, as study abroad numbers are how we're funded. And so with that, I'd like to propose doing a model for blogging professionally, showing students what they need to do and giving them a model for how they can do it and share it with the world. And when I started in 2005 looking at study abroad, I had no idea how to do it. When I came to Cortland, there was no study abroad office at OCC. And I just went in and connected with the right people and worked on it. And everything worked out. And I'd like to do the same thing with this. I know very little about blogging or YouTube or how to best effectively manage this, but over the next few months I'd like to really dig into this and see what we can do with it, because it will save us a ton of work on the back end and a lot of time and money, because labor is the biggest expense for our office. And so if we can take advisement sessions, if we can take program information and we can compile it and put it online, and if the students can do most of the work for us when they're on the programs, and then we filter it out and put in on the site and links to everything that the students have done and link them the way we do now with student mentors, but also to a blog or a site for students who are prospectively looking at the program. It makes us more marketable. Students are going to choose the program they have more information about. Students are going to choose the program where they can see a video of Costa Rica. And we have students on the Costa Rica program, the China program, the summer art program, and also Australia student teaching, who I've talked to each one of them, and they've all had interest in doing something like this. So if we can do that, show them how, lead them in doing a professional blog, then they bring it back and we get to use it. And it takes the burden off us to do the marketing, and as students graduate and we lose their information, we get to keep it. This brings me to the Rotary Group Study Exchange program that I've been accepted to. The program originally was going to be 19 days out of the office, and it happened really fast. I applied for it, and if I had known at the time that it was going to be a problem for me to go and be outside the office for that long, I would have never applied. I wouldn't have wasted my time driving to Scranton twice and doing the application when I was sick. I would have just let it go by and kept doing my work. But looking at it now, looking at this opportunity to model programs or to model a professional study abroad blog to students, it's an opportunity that we can't pass up. To go before them and say, this is best practices for what you do. The team is made up of 4 members who are non-Rotarians, ages 25 to 40, and there's also a group leader, so it's 5 of us, and we're going to be traveling around Columbia doing service projects, but also looking at Rotary's meeting, giving presentations, and cross-training with people in our field. The Rotary covers the entire cost of the trip, other than incidentals. That would be covered by me. But it's a wonderful experience. There's 2 engineers, a project manager, and then I would be from higher education on the trip. And they actually asked for the same thing that we ask for study abroad students when we give scholarships. They said, just come back after you've consumed the program and give a lecture to Rotary. That's all we ask of you. And I propose, why don't we do a blog? Why don't we connect everybody, including the Rotaries in the one here in Cortland, the one in northeastern Pennsylvania that's sending, and also the ones in Columbia, with any other Rotary that wants to see it. Anybody who's interested in it. Also connect with SUNY Cortland and the community here with the people who want to look at it. Directly the students who are going to Australia, the students who are going to China, and the students who are, say, Costa Rica or Salamanca. Say, this is an opportunity that we're working on. Do you want to follow the blog and see how it works? And you can ask questions, and we'll go back and forth in setting it up. It's big for that as far as students seeing, hey, somebody's done this, and I'm not going to be trailblazing, especially for most of them their first time abroad. Not only adjusting to the life, but also having to adjust to the technology issues. They have a model to go on, and Columbia is a great place to do it because being a developing nation, the technology issues will be worse than someplace, say, in Spain or in London. So it's a great place to model it. As far as staying connected, I'll have internet connection. There's 5 laptops on the trip. Everybody's taking one. I'll have a quad band world phone, so I can call back. My phone can be forwarded from the office. And it'll be just basically the blog for students and staying connected with everybody in that way. And what I'm proposing, I have 14.75 days of vacation built, and I'll probably have 16 by May. The program is swelled to 23 days, of 23 work days. It's the 19th of May to the, or 19th of April to the 19th of May. So that's an issue as far as time. It's a long time. It's not a good time in the semester. But I think if we do planning and even connect with our partners and tell them that we're working on this for them so that our students can come and blog and tell about the programs and use that for marketing and recruitment throughout SUNY and really throughout the country, because we have people coming from different places on how the program works, and they can follow it, and before they go they can say, this is the program for me because I had good information about it from students, and I can contact them and ask them questions, not just a study abroad advisor who runs it. So it's a better connection for that. The other thing is it's possible to connect with local schools and get students interested, and a lot of this is what's outlined in the ACE report for ways to connect with people and across the board get into classrooms and get students seeing the possibilities, even as they're in high school, to see that Cortland is accessible and there. So the question is, how do we do it? I have the vacation time built up. I'm willing to use all of it. Also, there's comp time built up. We've got to talk about how that works. But also, is it possible to basically do remote work or work from home? They're the same idea, but be in Columbia. That's another option. And I look forward to talking to you about this. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity, and it's going to connect perfectly with our problems as far as our challenges as far as marketing study abroad, but also getting the word out and making us more robust and better. Thank you.